Hi, I'm sitting here doing some curly braids that I'm putting into a client's hair, and it actually got me thinking about some messages that I've been getting lately from different people through the world of social media. And it got me thinking about the fact that very few locticians, or maybe they're not even thinking about this, or they're thinking about it and thinking that they are all alone, and there's no other way to do things. And the topic that I want to talk a little bit about today, maybe I'll do some braids, but the topic that I want to talk about today is the fact that as a loctician, you need to work in a smarter way if you want to last longer as a loctician. I know all over the internet, it's kind of a thing to show photos of your hands when you are crocheting dreadlocks and they are bleeding, showing how you are putting tape on your fingers so that your fingers don't bleed. It's not talked about what is actually happening in our bodies when we are working. And I want to raise this question because for many years, I was working in a way that was actually destroying my body. I've been working as a loctician for over 26 years now, and most of all of these years I have actually worked let's say 5 to 6 days a week, about maybe some days 8 hours and some days 12 hours if I have a long session. And over the years, I have actually stopped working as much. And it's more about what works for me in the stage of my life where I am at this very moment. And how can I work so that I can actually continue to do this work over and over again. Because the first few years working as a loctician, I actually thought it would be normal to cry when I finished work, because I just want to lay on the floor and have pain in my body, have pain in my fingers, having this like numb feeling in my fingers after been working for a full day. And I was so tired that I don't know what my next day will look like. How will I be able to perform in as high quality good work tomorrow as well, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. For a long time, I was actually thinking of quitting, and I was actually thinking about, so what should I now do with my life? And I decided that instead of continue to work in a way that was actually hurting me, that I actually decided to start to explore how is my posture while I am working, how am I holding the crochet hook, how am I holding my hands, how am I holding my body, how am I working with my client's hair, how am I moving my client around throughout the day when I'm doing their hair, how am I, like, I was going into everything in detail and shifting and changing and evolving. And over a course of like 1 to 2 years, I had less pain in my body. My client's hair looked so much better. And I actually realized the new way that I was creating dreadlocks, they were actually starting to mature faster, and they started to look amazing from day one. I didn't have to like tell my clients when they were looking in the mirror going like, they will look amazing in 3 or 6 months when they lay down a bit and the awkward stage is over. I could actually like see the glow in their eyes. These dreadlocks looks amazing from day one. They can feel comfortable within themselves from day one in the mirror when I'm doing the hair, when I'm finishing the hair, and moving forward. I also noticed that my clients didn't complain as much that it was painful. I could see that the work was getting faster, and I could actually see that every aspect, as I look at working as a loctician nowadays, is every single aspect of how I was performing the work that I was creating, my own mindset towards this. Because remember, you only have one body, and your body is the tool that is doing this work. And there are ways to shift the way that you are working in order for you to have less pain. And that is what I discovered. And I really tweaked every single aspect of what I was doing in order for me to last longer. And I have continued to work maybe 16 years more. And yes, this is a long time that I've been doing this profession. So I really know what it is that I'm talking about deep within me and in my muscle memory. And this is how I created the Say and Style process. The Say and Style process is a system of creating, maintaining, extending dreadlocks. And I don't only look at, okay, how do we do dreadlocks? How do we maintain dreadlocks? How do we extend dreadlocks? How do we do synthetic dreadlocks? How do we braid them in? How, that is like the basic skills. It's fun to learn that. And I know there is a lot of locticians teaching all of these skills. What I do want people to start to actually talk about is, how can I do this in a more holistic way so that I can actually do this work more than 2 or 3 years, and then I have to quit because I have so much pain in the body. Because the key here is, when you are creating repetitive movements in your body, like moving your hand in a way back and forth, that repetitive movement can actually cause strain in our bodies, and it can actually cause that you can become physically sick in your body by doing this work. So it is important that we start to question every single movement that we're doing. Start to question, how am I holding my body? How am I standing? Can I move my client around? Can I use a chair to relieve tension in my body? Can you do parts of the work sitting down? looking at how are you holding your hands towards the client so that you are not doing movements that are awkward and maybe creating more strain on your body in different places. I feel that we need to talk about this more. We need to change the fact that it's not cool to have bleeding hands. It's not cool that you have pain in your body after working a full day. It's not cool to become sick because you're doing this work. My goal with influencing locticians today is for every single loctician to find a way that they care about their body. They learn a technique that will actually make them last for a longer time, that is more ergonomic, that is more holistic for you, and that it actually is also more holistic for your clients. I wish for new locticians to understand that we need to value ourselves. We need to care for ourselves as locticians. And sadly, this is something that is just not spoken about. And that's why I am recording this, because I wish for all the loctician teachers that are out there to start to question, how can you help all of your students to give them this as well? If that is one thing that I can do right now and influence the whole loctician industry, this is what is needed for us to last longer. For you to be able to say, yeah, I've also been working with this for 26 years. Because for a fact, not many people will last in this industry. And I know that it takes courage to become a loctician. It takes a lot of practice. And I am not going to glorify this profession. There is one thing to do a few hairs for friends as a fun thing, or family members, etc. But actually go into this profession, start your own salon, or maybe you are renting a chair, or maybe you're working from home. It doesn't matter in what capacity that you actually want to work as a loctician, but it is important for you to understand that the holistic thinking and the ergonomic way of working with dreadlocks starts off from the very first time that you start to train to become a loctician. I teach my students that even from the very beginning, when they are working with their mannequin heads, they should treat their mannequin heads as if it is a person. To actually have it as an height that you are working with a real human being, having their head straight, not having it tilted in many awkward ways, because that is not how you should treat your clients. You should adapt how you are working around the client's head, and do this in an ergonomic way. And if you start to train yourself from day one, when you are learning this craft, then you are training yourself that I'm always questioning, how am I standing? How am I holding my hands? How am I moving my body? If you're a person that keeps on tilting forward, being tense like this, that is going to cause pain. If you're always like struggling like this, it's going to take more energy from your body to be able to do this work. And all of this is things that we need to start to question. And it doesn't matter if you are watching this video and you've been working as a loctician for 10 years, you have a thriving career, or if you're just starting out. If any of this resonates with you and you want to know more about the way that I work, the way that I teach, and maybe you would be wanting to learn more about what kind of courses that I offer, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm very open with the way that I'm working, and I'm always open to see, are we a good match? Are you a good student to me? And am I the right teacher for you? Because I always wanted to make sure that we click, because then it's easier for me to guide you. It's easier for me to actually teach you in a way if we feel that it's a right match. And if you feel that, Anne-Marie, this doesn't resonate at all with me, that's totally fine. I'm recording this because I think it is a topic that we need to start to talk about. It is a topic that should be as important as, just as important it is for you to learn to do a dreadlock. It's just as important that you learn how to take care of yourself. It's just as important for you to learn how to take care of your relationship with your clients, how to hold a space for them, etc. And then we can go into details like it's important to learn how to market yourself in order for you to get the clients to come and sit in your chair and actually pay you money for this work. And then it's important to, how do you make them come back again and again and again? And how can you make that relationship feel authentic? And all of these aspects are super important for you to have a great foundation to stand on so that you can thrive as a loctician. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to share things. If you feel that this resonates, let me know. And I think that that's it for this video. And I'm happy to do more of these if this is something that you want me to talk about even further. But I hope that this sends a message of how important it is for us to take care of ourselves, how important it is to how you're actually working, how you're standing, how you're holding yourself, all of this, because it creates an impact on your body. And I wish for you to be able to last a long time, because I know it actually takes some time to really become a great loctician. So I'm saying bye for now, sending you lots of love.